Hey, what's going on, guys? We've officially got the Black Clover Union Arena full English card list, so we're going to be diving into the starter deck today, as well as some big changes coming to all of the Union Arena starter decks from here on out, starting with the Black Clover starter deck. Basically just some changes that they made to a new pack that's being added, a new promo pack, as well as I believe they're taking out the alternate arts of the SRs and the action points. Definitely some pros and cons to the changes that they're making, but yeah, we're going to be diving into that, and then of course the full red Black Clover starter deck breakdown for anybody curious. So yeah, if you wanted to skip to that, I'll have a timestamp below. But yeah, we're going to be starting it out with the changes that they made. So if you guys didn't know, looking at the last starter deck that we just had, which was Sword Art Online, you can see here that this and all the starter decks before it from release, you are able to get an alternate art of basically, I believe the starter deck would come with one alternate art Kirito, one alternate art Asuna, and alternate arts of the 3 action points. And I think it was like a 1 in 60 chance for the starter decks. Because of that, they are pretty rare, and some of them looked really cool, especially like the Sukuna, and I really liked the Tanjiro one from Demon Slayer, which upped the value quite a bit, I would say, for those alternate arts. And the starter decks are really good cards too, very, very playable. So yeah, so that's being changed from now on, starting with Black Clover. They're doing away with that, so you cannot get alternate arts of the SRs anymore. Instead, they're going to be doing a promotional pack that contains 4 new rare cards that you can only get from these exclusive packs in the starter decks, and it looks like they're going to be pretty good cards. I mean, they have effects on them. We'll have to dive into the full purple and green sets, which I've looked into a little bit, but we'll have to determine how good these cards are after we look at those, of course. But regardless, they're going to be exclusive cards that you can only get from these starter deck promo packs. So as you can see here, a promotional pack containing 4 new rare cards, and it does look like additionally 1 card in each pack features a shiny parallel design. So interesting wording here. Let me know if you guys have any confirmation of this down below. I don't know if it's literally just going to be a holographic, like they're going to be non-holos, and then one of the 4 is a holo, like a holo is what it's saying. Now, taking a look at the full JP set list here, we can see that there is alternate arts of like that Asta card that they're showing, and the, let's see, the Henry card as well. You can see the alt art here. But yeah, based off of the full English set list that we've officially got on their website, it does look like every pack will have at least 1 alternate art. It's just weird wording that they use here. So regardless, that's pretty cool. I will say though, I can't imagine they're going to be as valuable as like the SR alternate arts, especially because when you got them in the starter deck, again, you were getting the 3 action points and 1 of each of the SRs for the alternate arts. Whereas this way, you're literally just getting 1 alt art per starter deck. I mean, that's pretty cool though. Still, I won't lie. I've not pulled any alternate arts out of the starter decks. I mean, I'm still just getting them for the playsets, but still. Now, again, collecting the full 4 ofs for these is going to be interesting. I can't imagine the value is going to be too crazy on them. I guess you just, I mean, is that what they're trying to do at this point? Is they're trying to get you to buy 4 starter decks? Is that what this is? I just realized, is that basically how this is coming out to? Since you're getting a promotional pack containing 4 new rare cards, you're going to get 1 of each, I assume, in each starter deck. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming that's what it is. So you're going to want to get 4 starter decks now? Oh, is that what they're doing? I mean, the cards, it's a guaranteed alt art, it looks like, per starter deck at least. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on this change. Let me know what your thoughts are. As someone who has literally never pulled an alt art out of the starter decks, it's whatever. Yeah, I guess if you're playing purple or green, if you're planning on it, you're gonna need the 4 ofs. Now again, you could get 2, and then your homie gets 2, and you guys trade each other, something like that. That would probably be a really good way to do it. But in general, yeah, if you wanted to just on your own get a full playset of these exclusive starter deck promo cards, it does look like you're gonna need to get 4 starter decks. But yeah, anyways, again, I don't think they're gonna be random. We're gonna have to find out. Let me know how you guys think this is all gonna work out. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments on this for sure. Oh, and before we dive into the starter deck, let's actually take a look at these starter deck exclusive promo cards that you can get. But yeah, taking a look at it, we've got 1 energy, 1 action point Asta from purple, Nullify Impact. During your turn, if you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, he's going to gain 1k, making him a 3k. He's also got the active trigger. Yeah, this is going to be a really good card. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be, I mean, there definitely is raid Astas in purple, and he's also Nullify Impact. This is a very nice card. I'm sure people are going to be running this. And then we've got Henry Legoland. I have not seen this guy in the series yet, around episode 70 right now, so hopefully he's popping up soon. He's part of the Black Bull spoilers. Anyways, 2 energy, 1 action point. If you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, he's going to be a double energy generator, just straight up. Oh my gosh. For a 2 energy cost is crazy. And active main, switch to resting, 1 AP, once per turn, you can choose one Black Bull's Hideout card on your field and activate its when played ability. Ooh, you know, I was looking at the Black Bull's Hideout, and I was like, this is a good card, but it's a when played ability, so it sucks that it's one time. But Henry triggers it a few times. We're going to be diving into the full purple sets, and we'll cover this card when we're looking at it as well there. But, okay, this helps the value in that for sure. Dang, no trigger, of course, but honestly, so worth it. Like, he's doing so much. Double energy generation, activating that ability, which I believe it's like draw power. Okay, these are not bad cards for sure. And these are, again, starter deck exclusive to the promo packs. And then we have 2 energy, 1 action point, Asta from green. You may treat this card as if its required energy is 3 while in your deck. Oh, interesting. We'll have to see how that plays. And then nullify impact during your turn. If Yuno's on your field, this character gains 500. You know what, actually? Yes, there is Astas that I believe when you look at the top 2, there's an Asta where you look at the top 2 and you want it to be a 3 cost in order to pop its ability for like impact or something. Again, look at the full set breakdowns in the separate videos if you guys are curious. I'll cover these as well there. That's interesting. Okay. Again, it's an Asta. There's a Raid Asta in green, so just the value in his name is there for sure. But again, he's going to be at 3,500 on your turn, so not bad at all. Again, it's funny how none of them have triggers except this Asta, but their abilities are so good, it definitely justifies it for sure. And they're low-cost cards, so like squeezing them into your deck and they're raidable cards later on. Definitely valuable cards for sure. I might be buying 4 starter decks because I kind of want to play all these colors, I can't lie. Anyways, 1 energy, Yuno here from the Golden Dawn. Step ability, when played, if Asta's on your field, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place any number of them on the top of your deck in any order, and then place any number of them at the bottom of your deck. So you can basically take the top 2 and put them on the top in any order, put them on the bottom in any order, organize the top 2 at your choice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And again, with how you're playing with green, you're trying to hit certain cards off the top of your deck with abilities, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to be very nice for that. And again, all these cards are going to have what looks like 1 altar in every single starter deck. So this might be the one time I pick up 4 starter decks. Oh man, crazy, crazy. Anyways, there it is. That is the starter deck exclusive promo cards. But with that, we can go ahead and start taking a look at the actual starter deck cards, because with the changes aside, the Black Clover starter deck actually looks pretty nuts for anybody curious about getting into the game or literally just picking up the Black Clover starter deck in general. It looks like it's going to be an amazing buff to red. So taking a look at the first card here, the 2 big cards from the starter deck, we've got Asta. He's going to be our raid. When played, place the top card of your deck face down under this card, and then you get to choose one of your opponent's cards on their front line. It loses all base abilities until the start of your next turn. So any text on them, that would be like impact, nullify. This character can't be removed by effects. This character can't be moved to the back line, stuff like that. Basically, you can choose that character and they become a vanilla. They have no abilities until the start of your next turn. So you can also target characters on your opponent's front line like with damage 2, with snipe, with impact, and they won't have that for their attacking turn. It's a pretty solid card for sure. And then as far as putting the card underneath Asta, it actually comes into play for his when attacking. Once per turn, you can place the face down card underneath Asta into your sideline, and if you do, this card is actually going to gain impact until the end of the turn. And then as you'll see with other cards throughout red, there is going to be opportunities to put cards underneath him later on as well. So yeah, basically this is going to be a card that essentially has impact hopefully every time he's attacking. And then we have 5 costs, 2 action point. You play this character set to active. So, if you guys don't know, with raid cards, you play these set to active as you raid them. Normally, when you play a card that's not raided, you play them set rested. But in this case, you get to play them set to active. When this character attacks and is not blocked, you get to draw a card. And then when played, if Asta's on your field, you choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line and move it to their energy line. And then in this parentheses here, it says that if your opponent's energy line is full when moving that character back, they actually have to choose a character to put into their removal. So yeah, so this basically has a chance to essentially remove one of your opponent's characters as well. Even if it's on the energy line, you're removing a potential blocker or attacker later on, hopefully. He's the color trigger. If you don't know, in red, it's definitely not the best color trigger of all of them, unfortunately. You choose a character with 2,500 or less on your opponent's front line and sideline it if this comes out of your life. could be good. I've seen opportunities with it for sure, especially if your deck is based around reducing your opponent's BP maybe. It could come into a little more handy. But regardless, he's going to be a 4K. Again, the 2 action points is probably the big drawback, but he's doing so much, especially being played set to active, draw power. I mean, literally he's doing so much. The 2 action points is so justified here. So yeah, these 2 in the starter deck is going to be awesome. We'll go over the rest of the cards, but if you guys don't know, these starter decks come with 2 ofs, so to have a full playset of the full starter deck exclusive cards, which is going to be these Asta and Unos and a few others, you are going to just need 2 starter decks, and then you'll be good to go. For these promo cards, it looks like you're going to probably want to pick up 4. But again, if you're only planning on playing purple or green, you could definitely trade somebody, I assume, for their other 2. Again, we're assuming that you're getting the one of each every time you get a starter deck. And then taking a look at the rest of the starter deck cards here, we're going to have this 1 cost Asta that we can raid on top of. He's just going to have step 2500, no trigger unfortunately. And then we're going to have another Uno in the deck that looks honestly really good. He's going to be a 3 cost 1 action point double energy generator with a draw trigger. So he doesn't have any effects, but that double energy generation with the 3k at times could come into clutch for sure. Not a bad looking 3 energy cost. And then our special for this deck is going to be the Demon Slayer Sword, 4 energy, 1 action point. It's going to be one of our simpler specials, but not bad, just nothing too crazy. Choose a character with 3k or less on your opponent's front line, sideline it. If you have Asta on the field, you can choose a 5k instead. Still special, not bad at all. And then I love this name for the final. My magic is never giving up. 3 energy, 1 action point final. Of course, as they all are, choose up to 2 action points and switch to active. And then this Noelle looks pretty good as well from the starter deck. 3 energy cost, 1 action point, double energy generator again. It's actually going to have step as well, so if you do push her to the front line and attack, you'll have the opportunity to push her back for that double energy generation, which is so clutch. And then active main, you can place 1 card from your hand into the sideline once per turn, and you can buff any character on your field by 1k, so you could even make her a 4k. Yeah, this card looks pretty good. And then we're going to have this sight card, 2 energy, 1 action point, emergency meeting. Active main, switch to resting, sideline this card. You can add up to 2 red characters with 3 or less required energy from your sideline to your hand. You're also going to have a get trigger on this card, so if it ever ends up in your life, it's being added to your hand, guaranteed. It's only generating 1, but still only costing 2 for a double revive at some point. That's pretty solid, especially in red, where a lot of our cards do cost 3 or less a good amount of the time. As I say that, we've got this 5 energy, 1 action point. I believe it's Marileona Vermilion. She's taken over for Fuegoleon, right? Man, I'm watching Black Clover for the first time. I believe that's how you pronounce all these, especially her name. She's one of our newer characters that I'm just getting into. But regardless, she's going to be a 5 energy, damage 2 during your turn. This character gains 1000 BP, so she's going to be a 5k every time that she attacks. 1 energy cost. And 1 energy generation and no trigger. I don't know how often you'll be running this card, especially in red where you're trying to like rush the opponent and play smaller cards. I mean, you do have double energy generators. Maybe you can get away with something, but nonetheless, there she is. And then some other, these are all starter deck exclusive cards, by the way. You can only get these from the starter decks, whereas the other cards that we'll go over here in a bit, you can actually get alternate arts from the main booster set. I guess the special and the final don't count. You can get alts of these in the booster set, but regardless, we've got Charmy here. Active main, switch to resting. You can choose 1 character on your field. It gains 1k till the end of the turn, so you can like constantly tap this card on your bench and buff somebody by 1000. No trigger, so I don't know how much you want to risk having this card in your deck, but if you get her on the bench and you're getting multiple turns of free 1k buffs, this card does come in clutch, especially for red, where again you're trying to rush. I have a card like this in my Demon Slayer red Zenitsu Inosuke deck that I really like. Anyways, then we have Magna here, just a generic 2k, no trigger. He's a 0. It might have better options later on. And that is it for the starter deck exclusive cards, but we'll go ahead and dive into these cards for anybody that is curious. Basically, these come in the starter deck, but you can get alternate art versions of them in the main set. But yeah, diving into it, we've got Julius here. This is just going to be our generic active main, switch to resting. It'll generate 2 energy for the rest of that turn that you switch him to resting, but then you have to sideline the character at the end of your main phase. He's 0 cost, so they can come in clutch. And then we have a 0 cost Asta. This is just going to be our add to hand, so hopefully we can raid on top of it later on. And then we have a Ghost, right, I believe, 3 energy, 1 action point. When played, place the top card of your deck face down underneath this character. And then active made once per turn, you can place 1 face down card under this character into your sideline. If you do, this character gains double attack until the end of the turn. So yeah, you can turn him into a double attacker, which again in red can be pretty solid to swing on your opponent that early with. And then we have a 3 energy, 1 action point Finroll. At the end of your attack phase, you may place 1 face down card under this character into your sideline. If you do, choose one of the following. You can choose a character on your field, move it to the other line, or you can choose a character on both your front line and energy line and swap them. And then when played, place the top card of your deck face down underneath this character, so you can essentially get 1 free of these abilities off. So essentially how it looks like red's working is everybody gets 1 free ability off, 1 free mana essentially. And then later on with main set cards, I'm pretty sure, you're going to be able to give them more chances to do this, put more cards underneath them with other abilities. But all of them will be able to hopefully do it one time for free with their own effect, the when played. Really interesting, really interesting. Anyways, he's generating 2 energy, no trigger, but who knows, he could come in clutch. And then we've got Yami here, 2 energy. If this character is set to active, he's going to be generating 2 energy. No trigger, but these cards can be pretty solid to have in your deck. Basically a double energy generator for a 2 cost. Can really help with ramp. And then we've got 0 energy, 1 action point Luck. He's going to be a 2k, no effect, but the active 3k, having 4 of these for your 0, having one of these pop up in your life could be pretty solid. So not a bad 0. I'm a Luck fan, so I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to run that card. Not a bad 0 at all. I'm sure a lot of people will. And then the last card from the starter deck that, again, you can get an alternate art of the main set for this one, is 1 energy, 1 action point Mimosa. This is just going to be our generic when played, return 1 character on your field to your hand. Double energy generator, though. It's crazy how much double energy generation this starter deck has, let alone just red in general. But yeah, that's going to be it for the red Black Clover starter deck. I think it looks really good. I think it's going to be a really, really strong deck. Again, especially just for being a starter deck and how it's already built for you. A lot of the starter deck exclusive cards look really good too, especially the Raid Asta and the They just look so good. Being able to get so many attacks off and pressure your opponent while hopefully being able to slip in impact and extra attacks via like double attack or pushing characters to their backline with and stuff. I'm very excited to dive into Black Clover for sure already, just with the starter deck. This is going to be sick. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the starter deck breakdown. Hopefully this was informative. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know if you're going to be picking up one of the starter decks. And yeah, we'll be diving into the main sets, each color in the different videos. So yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.